Hello, everyone. You're listening to WXOU 88.3 FM from the Oakland University Credit Union Arena. Welcome to your Golden Grizzlies basketball team against Youngstown State University Penguins. My name is Logan Pizzurro, joined here with Andrew Deacon today.
Hello.
Andrew, so a lot of interesting things been happening with Oakland's basketball team lately. A lot of games that they should have won subjectively ended up falling short. We saw that here with IU Indy, where they ended up losing, honestly, pretty badly. And also same thing with Cleveland State away at Cleveland. So what are some things that Oakland needs to do to, show a strong showing at the Horizon League Championships in March?
I feel like we have been very good on defense, but that offense is just taking too long to get started. We've had a couple very slow first halves, but we found ourselves playing catch up in the second half rather than coming out strong and coming out fighting. I think that is something that we need to fix now in our last, I believe, 6 games left. We need to knock that down. And get moving quicker, so we're not trailing. We're not playing catch up when we don't need to be.
Definitely, for sure. Youngstown State's starting lineup tonight: Jason Nelson, Cam Pollock, Bryson Dawkins, Rich Rolfe, and Chris Carroll. Oakland starting lineup: Zaire Wells, Brett White, Brody Robinson, Michael Hogue, and Tubaru Navalarua. So yeah, I mean, Oakland definitely trying to stay persistent with how strong they have been throughout the rest of the season. I mean, you look at their history, right? We had Purdue, Houston, UCF. I mean, a lot of strong teams that are still in the AP polls today. And, Oakland really went toe-to-toe with them, especially that Purdue game was very interesting as well. But, yeah, like you said, that offense just needs to be tuned up just a little bit more. We'll see what we'll see here tonight.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up the Purdue and U of M games, because I do think that's something that we have a huge advantage over other teams in the Horizon League. After our March Madness showing 2 years ago, our preseason or our regular season before our Horizon League matchups have all been top 10, top 20, top 30 teams. Whereas if we're looking at Youngstown State's first couple of games, they're versing Grand Canyon, Penn State, but not the real one, Toledo. We're getting battle tested early, thrown right into the fire. Other teams have to get hot once they're playing in the Horizon League matchups.
Yeah, they have a lot of warm-up games. It's sort of almost like a extended exhibition period. But yeah, let's talk about Brody Robinson, the 5'10 senior. He has been on fire throughout everything. I mean, he effectively moves the ball. He doesn't, he's not afraid to shoot from basically anywhere, it feels like. Yeah, he's just been honestly very impressive for this team so far.
Yeah, it's been nice to see him step up since Naseem Assur's injury. It's electric every time he gets a fast break. I know he's not going to dunk, but he makes it look like it every single time. No, he's electric. I've loved watching him in the few games I've seen with him starting.
Oakland University currently second in the Horizon League, with Youngstown State being second to last, right above IU Indy. With, of course, Wright State still claiming that #1 spot here.
Yeah, on the topic of playing catch-up, I feel like we just got to win a game when Wright State loses. I feel like every time that Wright State has lost, we have been right there with them. We've been trailing by 1 game since we lost to them earlier this season.
Yeah.
And if we want the best seeding in the Horizon League playoffs, we need to get a win over, get a leg up.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Tip-off happening shortly here. Great showing from the student section here tonight, but Youngstown State gets the tip-off here.
I have been told that we need to look out for, oh gosh, blanking on the name. I'm sorry, Dawkins, who has the ball now.
All right.
He's sharp with his left hand, very fast. He's someone to look out for.
Number 15 attempting to go up to make a layup. Gets stolen from him. Brody Robinson going the other way now. Robinson passing it off to Brett White. White slowing down the pace a little bit. Over to Zaire Wells. Wells standing at the top of the three-point line. Passes it into Michael Hogue. Hogue trying to get a basket up. Goes up. And it just falls down the rim. Rebounded by Baru. And no good for that one either.
Yeah, those are the types of plays that we really need to lock down. We had it in the paint, 2 shots, rebound, but no score.
Youngstown rebounded and then immediately threw it out of bounds. Ball stays with Oakland.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a lucky break there on a play where we should not have the ball.
Brody Robinson passing it over to Brett White. White back to Brody. Brody attempting to see a play here. Inbound to, or over to White. White for 3. Ooh. No good. Picked up by Hogue. Gets taken by number 9 for the Penguins, Dawkins. Over to Nelson. Nelson down to Carroll.
The first points of the game, 3-point drain.
3-point by Cam Pollock. Going the other way now for Brody Robinson. Brody trying to get the play situated here. Goes into Zaire Wells. Zaire going into the paints, and he's fouled.
It was a good foul bait, and we got the. Oh no!
That was
offensive foul.
Sound like he said. It sounded like our PA announcer Kevin Beers said travel violation. Actually, so as we know so well, you can't do that.
You can't.
Youngstown State ball number 0 off to Rich Rolfe rather, is no good. Ball falls off the rim and goes out of bounds. Goes with Oakland now.
We've been bailed out once again by a bad shot. Let's see if we can turn on the Jets and start making some.
Zaire Wells inbounding to Brody Robinson, who's jogging down the court. Robinson to Wells. Wells tries to pass inside the paint to Nevalarua and goes out of bounds, not before touching a Youngstown State's player. Stays with Oakland. Robinson inbounding. Hogue going into the paint, trying to get a shot off, and it is good.
It's been nice seeing Baru and Hogue kind of sharing that center role. We have struggled with big men down court in the past, so it's nice we have 2 guys filling that role this season.
Nelson going into the paint. Gets it off to Pollock, who makes a 3-pointer. Going back the other way, Brody Robinson. Who else? Passes off to Nevalarua, over to White. All at the top of the 3-point line here. Nevalarua for 3. And is no good. Bounces off the right side of the rim there. Going the other way now by Nelson.
We're seeing some good passing motion from Oakland, but we're just not able to hit those shots, and it's what we struggle with in the first half of the game.
Nelson to Pollock, makes a 3, and no good. Bounces off the backboard there. Robinson going the other way now. Robinson over to Michael Hogue. Hogue trying to drive into the paint again. Attempts a shot, rolls around the rim a little bit, but it does fall.
Love a big man downtown.
Nelson coming back the other way now for Youngstown State. Current score 4-6. Oh, pass over to number 15. Gets stolen by Zaire Wells, who goes for the dunk. Boom.
That's what we'd like to see. Let's keep that momentum moving.
This is the kind of explosive plays that Oakland needs early on. Going back the other way, a little bit shamefully after the dunk is Nelson. Nelson off to Pollock. Pollock over to Dawkins. Going into the paint. Gets it off to number 15. Number 15 attempts a shot, is no good. Number 15 is Chris Carroll. Going the other way now, Zaire Wells. Zaire Wells going immediately into the paint. Looks like...
Yeah, just out of bounds. He lost it.
Just out of bounds. It looked like there was something else that happened there, but no, it just looks like he lost control of that ball. Youngstown State ball.
Bounced off his knee.
I see. Nelson going back the other way now.
Our defense is looking pretty good in the paint, but we are vulnerable to that 3-point shot. And Polak has been hitting them. Nelson is a quite a good three-point shooter as well.
Here comes Dawkins for the dunk immediately. I mean, he got that ball in his hands, had no hesitation getting that dunk down.
Making me eat my words.
Number 55, Brody Robinson, going back the other way. Steps back for a three-pointer, and it is good. Brody Robinson on the board.
He was in double coverage, stepped out of it, and it looked like he was wide open.
Jason Nelson going back the other way now. Passing it to Rich Rolfe, over to Carroll. Carroll tries for a three, no good. Picked up by Navalorua, passes off to Robinson. He is really good at just, watching the space. As he goes for a three right there, and is no good, unfortunately. Carroll brings it the other way. Carroll off to Nelson. Nelson drives into the paint, passes it back to Pollock, to Carroll. Carroll drives in there, gets a shot off and one.
Disappointing, but maybe we will get it back together after the timeout.
Yeah, what I was trying to say with Brody Robinson, he is very aware of people that are around him, where they're going, and he is able to just stop on a dime and, maybe step back for a three. Maybe, he kind of jukes him out a little bit. He is very good on his feet.
Yeah, I've seen some great footwork. Like earlier when I was saying he was in double coverage, and it didn't even look like it. He stepped right out of it. He knows exactly where defenders are, exactly where to go.
Yeah, for sure. Well, current score, Oakland University 9, Youngstown State 10 is a media timeout, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Golden Grizzlies basketball here on WXOU. Chris Carroll going for a free throw for his and one opportunity, and he does make it a three-point play. Going back the other way now, Brody Robinson.
With Brody Robinson, I think it is a good thing to point out, he is top 15 in the country right now for most assists per game, and I think that is where he really shines in his ability to move the ball around. And wow.
Basket swirling around toilet style for Tubaru Navalorua.
You got me chewing my fingernails there. I didn't know if it was going to go. It was like 2-3 seconds.
Blocked off to Nelson. Nelson tries for three.
Wow.
No good.
No, I think it was an alley-oop attempt.
Maybe. It was way off. Whatever it was. Over to Carroll. Chris Carroll, no good. Picked up by Zaire Wells. Wells passing off to Robinson. Going the other way. Back to Wells. Over to Hogue. Hogue at the top of the three-point line. Going into the paint. Attempts a shot. And it goes right on in. Oakland 13-11. Nelson going back the other way for Youngstown State. Off to Carroll. Carroll off to Dawkins. To Nelson, back to Dawkins. A little bit of hot potato as he passes it off to Nelson once again. Trying to slow down the momentum that Zaire Wells just created. Dawkins trying to get into the paint, fighting his way in. Eventually attempts a shot, and it falls right on in. Tied at 13. Robinson going the other way now. Robinson looking for an open man. Decides to give it to Hogue. Hogue thinking about a three-pointer. Attempts to make it, and no good. Bounces off the front of the rim. Dawkins other way now to Nelson. Back to Dawkins. Dawkins over to Carroll. Carroll attempting a three-pointer with no hesitation at all. No good, though. Probably should have thought about it a little bit longer. Over to Robinson. Robinson really trying to pick up the pace. Started really speeding on through, but ended up drawing a foul instead. One thing about Brody Robinson, he is actually top in the country for free throws made. I believe either free throws made or free throws attempted. I don't recall which one off the top of my head. But yeah, that was, I believe he's tied at first for that. At least whenever I saw that last.
Free throw percent. Actually, it looks like Isaac Garrett has a better free throw percent than
Then it must be attempted or made, one of the two there. But yeah. All right. Brody Robinson attempted to inbound it for the second time. The first one ended up in another Penguins foul. Nevalarua trying to drive into the paint, and he makes a layup right on in there.
Excellent stuff.
Going back the other way. Number 6 off to Dawkins. Dawkins taking his time as he passes it back to King. That's number 6. Over to 77. Gets stolen by Warren Marshall. Marshall off to Robinson. Robinson over to Hogue. Hogue trying to make a play with that. Ends up getting a foul drawn. And one. The opportunity to make it a basket by Michael. Makes an opportunity for a three-point play here.
That might be the only opportunity for a three-point play, as Michael Hogue has the lowest three-point percentage shooting on our team, 25%.
Taking the floor for open number 21, Coy Thurman.
Coy Thurman now checking in for Baru Nevalarua.
Number 6, Michael Hogue.
Michael Hogue attempting his and one shot. Is up and slides right off the rim there. Going back the other way. Number 6, Drew King. Looks like some confusion as the coach is calling the play. Drew King attempting to make something happen. Pass it off to Rich Rolfe, back to King. King, long pass over to number 9, Dawkins. Dawkins drives into the paint. No good. And
Brody Robinson lands on top of his head like a Goomba.
That was on number 10, Emmanuel Zorgville. Got the rebound there, and also got a Brody Robinson on his head, unfortunately. Just one of those things that you can't really prevent if you're, you're kind of already expecting to go for the ball, however you can. But that one, ended a little bit poorly.
At this pace of play, you really have to pre-jump some of those. So even when the ball or the play is called dead, you're already in the air. What are you going to do?
At this time,
brings us to a media timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Golden Grizzly Basketball here live at the Oakland University Credit Union Arena. Tonight's game is being broadcast in memory of Dr. Glenn McIntosh, former Vice President of Student Affairs here at Oakland University. Youngstown State with the ball. Manuel Zorgel going over to number 9. Pass it off to number 6. Over to number 7. So scuffle a little bit. Zaire Wells ends up with the ball, but steps out of bounds in the process. At least that's what I thought. Looks like ref saw something a little bit more. Ref saw a Youngstown State foul, it looks like.
Interesting.
Penguins foul number 77, Tay Blackshear.
That's on number 77, Tay Blackshear. Youngstown State already with 4 fouls. 11 minutes, 38 seconds left in the half. Brett White inbounding the ball to Thurman.
Yeah, we saw Cam Pollock get hot early in the game, but it looks like we're starting to lock him down. I think once we get that paint defense up, we have a game on our hands.
Robinson attempted going for a dunk, no good, but picked up by Baru, who follows through.
Shout out to Baru with the cleanup job.
Going back the other way, Rich Rolfe off to Carroll. To King, to Rolfe again for 3. No good. Bounces off the rim there. Brett White saves the ball from going out of bounds and passes it over to Brody Robinson. Brody Robinson driving the ball all the way to the other side of the court here. Pass to Thurman. Thurman slowing down a little bit here. Little pass over to Brett White. Nevalarua back to White. White looking to make some play on this ball. Over to Robinson. Robinson starting to drive into the paint. And no good there. Going back the other way now. It's Rich Rolfe. Rolfe. Whoa. Rich Rolfe attempting to make a play on that. And it was no good. It was blocked by looked like Zaire Wells there, but yeah, no, that was
rejected. It's like those old commercials, the "Not in my house, rookie." He smacked that into the stands.
Jump ball penalty on Youngstown State's Oakland's basketball. Coy Thurman bringing it back for Oakland. Slowing down the pace a little bit. Over to Warren Marshall. And ref immediately blows the whistle as it gets in his hand.
Offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Brett White.
13 foul.
Penguins ball. Going back the other way, Nelson. Nelson over to Carroll. Back to Nelson. Back to Carroll. Carroll's really trying to make a play off of this, but dishes back out to Nelson for a 3-point opportunity, and he makes it 19-16 for Oakland.
That is Jason Nelson's first points on the board.
Coy Thurman relaying what he's hearing from Greg Campy as he passes it over to Robinson, back to Thurman, and a pass to Marshall doesn't go well as it gets stolen, and looks like he kind of tripped up a little bit on Robinson as he was trying to go for, as he was trying to go for that basket. Brody Robinson, likely inadvertently, you hope, tripped him up a little bit. Sends Chris Carroll over to the line. Dealing with the noise from the Grizz gang here tonight. First shot up and good.
Does look like we have some fans in our away section, or the opposite of the student section, who are trying to distract. But the student section on the other side of the stadium is quite packed out today.
Yes, for sure. Second shot up and good. Robinson taking it back the other way, inbounded by Nevalarua. One thing with Oakland is that they really struggle to get to the line, it feels like. A lot of points that could have been on the board, just not by drawing those fouls.
Yeah.
Michael Hogue attempted to make a shot there. No good. Taken the other way by Carroll. Carroll off to Pollock. Pollock for 3. Off the left side of the rim and is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Youngstown State.
Yeah, I think on the other side of the ball, Oakland really needs to speed up their pace of play. We're getting the ball and holding it a little too long, and we need those fast breaks. We need the higher speed of play if we want to keep getting points on the board.
Over to Cam Pollock immediately as it was inbounded for 3. I mean, wow. That was the quickest inbound and score I think I've seen here at the blacktop. Going the other way now. Shot made by Warren Marshall.
It's good to see Warren Marshall in the field or on the court. He hasn't played as many minutes as most of our other starters here, but he's been doing great this game.
Chris Carroll attempting to answer the call. Pass back to Cam Pollock for 3. Shot made. Is, like you said, Oakland's really trying to, and it really needs to guard the threes a little bit better. That's something that really killed them during that IU Indy game.
Yeah, I think we had it for a second, and they started scoring in the paint. We get better at blocking in the paint, and they return to the three-point. We need to find a balance.
As Brody Robinson was attempting to drive into the paint, looks like Penguins foul. Jason Nelson kind of tripped him up a little bit. Brody Robinson will be inbounding the ball on the left side of the court near their basket. Robinson inbounds it deep to Michael Hogue. Hogue at the top of the three-point line. Back to Robinson. Robinson driving into the paint. Shot goes up off the front of the rim. Attempts to rebound it. Gets knocked down. Lots of people trying to get this ball right now, but it ends up with Chris Carroll. Carroll over to Pollock. And he gets fouled as he tries to go up for a layup.
That is Pollock's first attempt at a shot not at the three-point line, where he has been deadly this game, making 4 out of 6 and leading with half of Youngstown State's total points.
He is leading Youngstown State so far with 12 points. Meanwhile, on Oakland's side, Michael Hogue with 8 here. Media timeouts here. We'll be right back. Welcome back to WXOU 88.3 FM, live here at the Oakland University Credit Union Arena. Oakland University currently trailing 22-24 as a result from the last play sends number 1 Cam Polak, to the line.
Yeah, we're 12 points into this game, and I think our biggest issue right now is just finishing on our plays. We're out shooting Youngstown State and the Penguins, but we are not finishing. That is really our issue, especially on the 3-point. Youngstown State has a 40%, 42% 3-point average, while we're hovering around 30, and I think it's made all the difference here. If we've been hitting all of our shots, we'd be far and away the leader in this game.
Both shots for Polak are good. Brody Robinson trying to make a play in this ball. 12 seconds on the shot clock here. Attempts for a 3, pass it off to Brett White. Off to Zaire Wells, 3-point, no good. Going back the other way, it's number 6, Drew King for Youngstown.
Yeah, that three-point shooting needs to get tightened up a little bit if we want to stay in this game. Polak has drained 4 so far.
And here's one from Chris Carroll.
Wow.
A 3-point. Going back the other way is Brody Robinson. Brody passes it off to Navalurua. Baru off to Zaire Wells. Wells back to Brody Robinson. Over to Brett White. And Brett White makes a 3 points.
1, 2, 3.
Going back the other way, it's Drew King for the Penguins. Over to 7, and he alley-oops it right for Dawkins to slam it right on down. They answered that 3-point play perfectly. Brody Robinson trying to drive into the paint himself, backs it off to Brett White, who's wide open, and he takes that 3 all day.
Brett White reviving the 3-point game so far. Prior to those last 2 shots, we were hovering at a 25% 3-point shooting percentage compared to Youngstown State's 40.
28-31 for Oakland as the ball gets stolen by Brody Robinson. Navalurua attempts for the dunk, and it's no good. He falls hard, but no foul. Going back the other way, Chris Polak. Polak over to King.
Yeah, the lack of Isaac Garrett in the game is really being felt. We just noticed Baru missed the dunk, and we're struggling hard in the paint. In a lot of plays, that would be Isaac Garrett's role. Locking down under the net, getting those rebounds, getting those finishing under the net. We're just not seeing it this game.
Going back the other way, it was a foul on Drew King for Youngstown State. Brody Robinson will be inbounding the ball here shortly.
And it's Oakland ball.
Brody Robinson, ball in hand, over to Brett White, who immediately shoots off a 3, but no good. Brody Robinson picks up that rebound. Looking around for the play here. Over to Navalurua. Wow. Huge and 1 for Baru Navalurua.
While we were down 8 points just a mere 2 minutes ago, we have closed the gap if Baru makes this free throw.
Potential to tie for Navalurua. Baru is someone who has grown a lot as a player these past few years.
Yeah.
I mean, he was there for the March Madness days, and didn't really see much play time there. But now he is one of our staples, and for good reason as well. Shot goes up, bounces off the front here. Oakland down by 1. 5 minutes 30 left on the clock. As King going back the other way, Brody Robinson. Robinson time to goes into the paint. Shoots it out to Navalurua, gets bounced off his hand and goes over to Hogue. To White, back to Hogue. Over to Wells, attempts for a 3. Bounces off the rim and no good. Going back the other way, it's King.
The setups of a perfect play. The ball movement was there, but once again, we just cannot finish at the 3-point.
Carroll over to Blackshear. Blackshear bounces it bounces all over the basket
of the backboard.
there. Carroll with the rebound here. And it gets stolen by Hogue. Brody Robinson with the ball. Pass it off to Brett White.
Oof.
Attempts a three. Brett White seems to just attempt a three with no setup whatsoever. He just goes for it. And
it's,
you know,
it's always green.
I gotta respect it. You know, it hasn't always worked out here, but you know, having that confidence, that's definitely a factor.
I do think that's what we need though to increase that pace of play. Is we need to throw it up when we have the shot, when we have an opportunity. It might not go in every time, but as long as we're making those opportunities and instead of holding the ball, it's very important.
King going back the other way now, over to Carroll. Carroll at the top of the 3-point line makes a alley oop over to 10, and 10's Zorgval, pardon me, makes a dunk. Oakland 30 points to Youngstown State's 35. Brody Robinson taking it the other way. 3 minutes 40 left on the clock, 15 on the shot clock. Brody Robinson driving it into the paint, off to Hogue. Hogue also passes off to Nevalarua. Nevalarua under the basket here.
Wow.
Passes it up, and it is good for Baru Nevalarua.
Baru is really holding down the fort here, getting those gritty, hard to get plays when we need them most.
King passing it off to Dawkins. Dawkins to Blackshear. 3-point attempt, not good. Rebounded by Carroll. Carroll makes it up.
Yeah, it looked like we were already preparing for the offense attack. There was nobody on that rebound there.
No one at all. Brody Robinson drives into the paint.
Oh, whoa!
Alley oops over to Baru, over the nets. Pass over the nets. That's not something you see every day here.
Something makes me feel that wasn't intentional, but it looked awesome.
King bringing it back for us, or for Youngstown State here. Over to Dawkins, back to King. King over to number 10, Zorgval. Stolen by Zaire Wells, who passes it over to Brody Robinson. Brody Robinson off to Hogue. Hogue driving it into the paint, loses the ball. And
yeah, no foul called.
No foul call. It'll go over to Youngstown State here. Current score 34-37 with 2 minutes 18 left on the clock. And we'll be right back after this media timeout. Welcome back to WXOU's coverage of Golden Grizzly basketball here at the Oakland University Credit Union Arena. Current score 34-37. 2 minutes left and a half. 2 minutes 15 to be exact.
Back on the blacktop, number 13.
Drew King going back the other way for Youngstown State. Pass it off to Polak, who passes off to Carroll. Tries to get a shot off, but is blocked. Rebounded by the Penguins. And another shot was attempted. Looks like a foul on Oakland. Foul on Brett White.
Yeah, it looks like Polak went up for the three-point, got blocked, rebounded it, shot it again, and now he's at the line.
It happened so quickly too, but that was actually on Carroll, who was making the shots here. First one is good.
Number 7,
Yeah, there is something to be said about Oakland's inability to get a foul, go to that free throw line at all. There's currently a 7-point gap between the free throws made between each team. We've attempted 2, made none, whereas the Penguins are 7-7 so far.
Which is crazy when you see that the Penguins have more fouls than Oakland with 7, Oakland at 6. Brody Robinson passes it off to Brett White, back to Robinson. Robinson on the right side of the court, over to White, back to Robinson. Robinson drives into the paint. Shot goes up and no good. Rebounded by Vlad Sellerdez. Over to King. Over to Polak. Polak over to Rolf to Dawkins. Dawkins attempts a 3 and makes it. Again, Oakland really needs to guard those threes, period. Robinson going the other way now. Robinson looking for the play to come up here. Off to Brett White. Off to Hogue. Really taking their time to go over to Thurman. I'm sorry, that's Warren Marshall. And Warren Marshall makes the shot there.
Under 1 minute to play first half.
I believe timeout by Youngstown State there.
It's a 30-second timeout.
And yeah, we will be back after the timeout. Welcome back to WXOU, bringing you right back into the action here. Chris Polak for Youngstown State with the ball. Over to number 7 for Youngstown. Over to King. King trying to make a play. Back over to 7. Over to Dawkins, who he has been going dunk after dunk tonight.
Yeah, I believe that is the 4th or 5th dunk so far, and we have just not been able to answer that.
Oakland with 26 seconds left to play here. Timeout from Oakland.
It's a 30-second timeout.
So, Andrew, tell me a little bit of what you've been noticing so far in this game.
It's real push and pull. I mean, the lead has changed 6 times, and even on defense, we lock down that 3-point, and they start going for the dunks. We lock down the in the paint action, and they get the 3 points. It's like we focus all our energy in one spot, but we're not able to be in 2 places at once. And I think right now we really need to. We have Polak, who has been electric on the 3-point shooting, and I mean the dunks have just been nonstop. So we need to spread ourselves a little bit, cover more of the court.
And it's important to note as well that last time we faced off against Youngstown State, that was on New Year's Day, and Youngstown was leading for most of the time and ended up losing by 2. 20 seconds left on the clock here, and 1 second difference from the shot clock and the game clock here. Brody Robinson stalling out time. And he's now picking up the pace as he's driving the ball in a little bit off to Naval Arua. And back to Brody Robinson as he makes a buzzer beater three-pointer. What a way to end the half.
Yeah.
I mean, that is an explosive way to end right there. So, yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of mistakes that Oakland has been making so far, especially with guarding that three-pointer. I mean, that is one thing that has really been a struggle for them so far. But, you know, also they've been doing some great stuff as well. Naval Arua with 12 points so far. They've, you know, played a little bit sloppy there, but they've been able to, you know, correct it. You know, we saw that pass over the basket that we don't think was intended. But, you know, either way, you know, it still worked out for them there. But, yeah, you know, Oakland, I still feel is, you know, definitely trying to make, you know, a decent effort here tonight. Yeah, we'll see how that goes for them in the second half.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. If you were just looking at the box score, you think it's a completely different game. Oakland currently leads in steals 7-1, but we just haven't been able to convert those into actual points. It's been pretty back and forth. Where the difference maker has really been those fouls. I think we had a missed opportunity once we got Youngstown State into the bonus. We didn't really capitalize on that, play a little bit grittier, try to force in a couple fouls. The Penguins currently lead 7-0 in free throw shooting, which is making all the difference this game, unfortunately.
Yeah. And also, tonight's game here at the Arena is also in memory of Dr. Glenn McIntosh, who passed away unexpectedly last year on September 17th. He was the Vice President for Student Affairs here at Oakland and was often called Mr. Oakland here. And he was such a strong and caring person here at Oakland. His presence has been missed and will continue to be as well. So we would just like to say thank you, Vice President McIntosh, for everything that you did for the university and for leaving such a phenomenal legacy behind as well that still continues to inspire students today.
Yeah, he will be missed dearly. He was someone that I didn't talk to often on campus, but when I ran into him, it was like we were best friends. You know, he was like, "Hey, how's it going?" I still remember my freshman year. I believe it was during welcome week. We were playing Can Jam out on the lawn, and he's walking by and he goes, "Oh, can I get a shot real quick?" And we were like, "Obviously you can, VP Mac. Obviously anything for you." And he drilled it.
Oh, wow.
Won us the game, and then just walked away. It was done. So
I mean, he also was a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He was
ripped.
Mr. Michigan at one point. But yeah, such a phenomenal man. He will be missed dearly. So yeah, thank you everyone so far for tuning in to our broadcast here. It is now halftime, and we will be back at the start of the second half.
Thank you.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to WXOU 88.3 FM.
Golden Grizzlies versus the Penguins of Youngstown State.
We're getting right back into the second half here. Youngstown State attempts to make a shot, Pollock, from the three-point line, and no good. Ball ends up out of bounds, and it goes to Oakland.
So far, this is looking like an average Oakland basketball game this season. Rough first half. Let's see if they turn on the Jets in the second.
Brody Robinson bringing back the other way for Oakland. Robinson.
Oh,
Inside pass to Baru, who can't get a hand on it. Out of bounds. Youngstown State ball.
bounces right off his chest, but he looks like he's arguing with the referee over something.
Going back the other way, it's Nelson for Youngstown State. Nelson trying to cause some action to happen off to Carroll. Carroll over to Pollock. Pollock back to Carroll. Over to Nelson. Nelson back to Pollock, or back to Carroll, rather. Off to Rich Rolfe. Attempts a shot. No good. Bouncing off the rim. Going back the other way. Brody Robinson. Brody Robinson tried to kind of juke out his defender a little bit, try and make a play, but ended up having a foul not on Brody for number
foul
2,
on Pollock.
Rich Rolfe. Rich Rolfe.
Oh, Rich Wolf. That was number 1.
Oakland with the ball now. Zaire Wells attempting a three-pointer, and he makes it.
Boom! That is what we need to get back in this game. We need to be making our shots.
Especially those threes. You know Campy really loves to try for those three-pointers here. Nelson going back the other way. Pass it off to Rolfe. Back to Nelson. Over to Carroll. Over to Pollock. Tries for a three. We know he's good from there.
Dang.
And he makes another one. Going back the other way, Brody Robinson. Robinson off to Nevalurua. Over to Hogue. Hogue up and down. 44-47 Oakland.
Thank you, Maroon.
Or 44 for Oakland, 47 for Youngstown State, rather. Going back the other way, off to Pollock. Another three from the same spot.
Yeah, exact same play. He was left wide open once again. They really need to lock him down if we want to stay in this game. He's got 17 points so far.
Robinson going back the other way, slowing down a little bit. Over to Wells. Wells above the three-point line. To White. Over to Hogue. Hogue trying to drive into the paint. And he fights his way towards a basket. Going back the other way, Nelson driving it over for Youngstown State. Nelson defended by Brody Robinson. Pass it off to number 2, Rolfe. Over to Carroll. Carroll over to Dawkins. Dawkins probably itching for another dunk here. Over to Nelson. Back to Pollock for another three-point attempt. No good, so bounces off the backboard. Rebounded by Rolfe.
Yeah, once again, Pollock was wide open on that. And they get the
pass,
and one.
Pass gets over to Pollock inside the paint, who goes up for a layup. Makes it an and one opportunity for him.
Yeah, Oakland looks great on defense until you realize they're only covering 4 of the guys. Pollock has been open on every single drive this half.
Pollock gets the third point for that play there. Inbounded for Oakland, Nevalurua off to Zaire Wells. Wells off to Hogue. Hogue. Brody takes the ball from him. Over to Brett Whites.
Wow.
It seems like he is thinking about the shot before he even has the ball.
Yeah, off the back foot. Ball is barely in his hands, and he drains it.
For another three-point for him. Nelson for Youngstown State over to Rolfe. Rolfe bounce pass over into the paint for Dawkins. And Dawkins gets his point there. Looks like he was looking for a foul on that one as well. Doesn't get it.
Yeah, they have yet to stop them on a drive this half.
Robinson the other way. 3-point for Robinson.
Robinson responds. Our offense is starting to pick up, but we need to see that defense now. Now when we need it most.
Offense definitely starting to pick up, but looks like picking up a little too much as Oakland takes a timeout here. Full timeout for them. We will be back after this. Welcome back. You're listening to WXOU Sports here for Oakland University men's basketball here at the Oakland University Credit Union Arena. One thing that we were talking about the break is that Pollock has been on fire tonight. 23 points so far this game, and that is almost quintuple his average. He's averaging 5.5 points a game.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Nothing else to say.
Nelson for Youngstown State, bringing it back for them.
Wide open.
Right back to Pollock, right in the corner. This one's off the mark.
Oh, we
Rebounded
get the
by
block.
Dawkins, and is blocked by Neva LaRua, who ends up with the rebound there, off to Brody Robinson. Robinson passes it to Michael Hogue. Hogue trying to find an out, doesn't find it. Go back to Robinson. Robinson bounce pass over to Neva LaRua inside the paint, and he goes up and in.
Uru holding down the fort, but Brett White was in the corner that whole drive, and it looks like they weren't even seeing him. He was waving his hands.
Speaking of corner, Dawkins gets the ball in the corner for Youngstown
Wow.
State, drives into the paint, and is picked up by Baru. Passes off to Brody Robinson. Robinson trips over his dribble a little bit, looks like, and is a
Recovered.
bunch of people trying to grab the ball here. It looks like Brett White had it last.
Oh,
So they'll call a jump ball.
it's disappointing.
Possession belongs to
And possession
Oakland.
staying with Oakland here.
And it's
And that brings us to a media timeout. We will be right back here on WXOU Sports.
We'd like to thank
Welcome back to WXOU Sports. Currently, Oakland University is trailing by 1, 54-55. Result from the last play is possession with Oakland. And Zaire Wells will be inbounding to Brody Robinson.
Yeah, so far Oakland is starting to close the gap in three-point shooting, but defense is still a mess.
Nivalarua with the ball. Pivoting around, but he eventually drives into the paint a little bit. Michael Hogue finishes it off with just short of a dunk, but close enough.
Hey, I'll count it. That looked good.
Hey, the arena's counting it here tonight, so we will as well. Nelson going back the other way for Youngstown State. Off to Palak. 3 people guarding him. They don't want anyone to get, they don't want any shots off from him. He passes it off to Carroll. Carroll for 3, and he makes it.
Yeah, he had the pump fake and wide open after that.
Brody Robinson trying to find the play here. Robinson, bounce pass over to Michael Hogue. Hogue inside the paint. It goes up, in, and one, son.
Count that basket by Michael.
Hogue's going to the line now.
And the Penguins
That's what we've talked about. We've talked about Oakland needs to get to that line. And, you know, I think so far this is the second trip to the line this half, if I'm not mistaken.
No, this is the first, but it is our first chance at a lead since the last half.
This is true. This is true.
But currently Youngstown leads in free throws 8-0. So hopefully Hogue will change that pattern and get one for us.
Ever heard of the broadcaster's curse?
Oh.
Hopefully that doesn't happen tonight.
Oh.
Well,
And
we're just gonna slide that one under the rug a little bit, and score remains at 58 all.
I jinxed him, guys. I jinxed him.
Going back the other way, Nelson over to Dawkins. Dawkins back to Nelson. Nelson over to number 7. And number 7, Salards makes it.
Yeah, it feels like that would have been a play that Isaac Garrett would have stopped. His gap in the defense is sorely missed.
Brody Robinson now over to Hogue. Brody at the corner of the 3 steps in, and he's going all over the place a little bit. Pass it back to Hogue. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Hogue trying to find something. Robinson tries for a 3.
Oh my!
Wow! No 3, no good.
Oh.
No baskets, but great effort by Brett White, who took it as an alley-oop opportunity, made it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was after the shot clock had run out. Youngstown State's ball, and
they return with a
It was
dunk.
Nelson over to Dawkins. Dawkins, he's known for the dunks tonight. Might as well call him Duncan. Little bit of delay on the court here. Brody was already going the other way, but now Zaire inbounding the ball again to Brody Robinson. Robinson taking his time to cross the court here. Trying not to let any pressure get to him. Over to Wells. Wells into Hogue. Brody going into the paint here, gets the pass to him. Brody gets stolen by number 7. That's
completely
flat.
Stuffed.
And over to 9.
Right into another
dunk by Dawkins. Brody going back the other way now. Runs into Nelson and Nivalarua there, but passes it off to Brett White. Brett White, again, thinking about that shot before he even gets it, but is off the mark, unfortunately. Going back the other way, it's Nelson.
Yeah, I think something I've noticed is the Penguins are really moving the ball around, sharing the points, but Oakland is just not there. But
pass stolen by Nivalarua, and it's passed over to Brody Robinson for a layup, easy layup for the little 5'10" guy.
And thank you, Baru.
Great assist from Baru right there. Brody, I mean, he really uses his size to an advantage, for sure. But number 15, Carroll, attempts a three.
Wow.
No good. Picked
Good
up
rebound.
by Robinson. Robinson passes over to Navalurua. And Navalurua looked like he knew that he was going to be out of bounds no matter what. He has had to dish it out to anyone. But unfortunately, it went out of bounds there. It's going to be Youngstown State's ball when we are back after the break. Welcome back to WXOU Sports, bringing you the Golden Grizzlies basketball. Oakland currently down 60-64 against the Youngstown State University Penguins. Ball's with Youngstown State as it's inbounded to King. King trying to maintain their lead here. That's over to Carroll. Carroll for three. No good. Bounces off the back of the rim.
Wow.
Picked up by number 7 for Youngstown. Over to King. Oh, back to Carroll. Carroll tries dishing it back out to King, but as we know so well, and as Kevin Beers is going to tell us, that's traveling. You can't do that, so don't. Going back the other way, Brody Robinson.
I think looking at the box score, it tells an interesting story. The points in the paint is 24 for Youngstown State and 36 for Oakland, whereas 3-point is the complete opposite way. We are just getting dominated in the 3-point game, but Buru and Hogue are really holding down the fort under the net.
It's the second team foul.
Brody attempted a 3-point shot, which led to a foul on Michael Hogue, Youngstown State ball. And it's King passes it off to Carroll, over to Blackshear, who attempts a 3-point from the corner, and it's no good. Back the other way, it's Brody Robinson. Robinson drives it into the paint himself and tries for a layup, and it is good.
Tipped in from Hogue.
Michael Hogue.
Tipped in at the last second there by Michael Hogue. Back the other way, Carroll. Pass it over to King. King driving into the paint, goes up and in like it's no problem at all for him. back the other way, Brody Robinson. Robinson hoping to make a call that Youngstown cannot respond to, trying to shrink the lead that's any way that they can here. Robinson pass over to Naval-Arua. Naval-Arua back to Brett White. White thinks about the three and doesn't go for it. Naval-Arua over to Michael Hogue. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Hogue loses the ball, goes back the other way. And that's Blackshear with the ball now. Blackshear off to Vlad. He passes it off to Rolf. Over to Carroll. Carroll to King. Back to Carroll. Lots of ball movement for this team. Rolf open for three. Air ball. Tries to rebounded by Vlad and is no good. Picked up by Hogue. And looks like couldn't 100% see what the ref had called there. Waiting to hear on the PA here. Foul on Drew King on the Youngstown State. All I saw was 6. I didn't know if it was Michael Hogue or Drew King. But going back the other way, it's Brody Robinson.
Yeah, if we can run up that foul counter, hopefully getting the bonus by the end of the game, maybe we'll have more attempts to get at the line.
Hogue in the paint, and he nails another basket. 9 seconds left on the clock in this half. It's King for Youngstown State who passes it off to Carroll. Carroll over to Blackshear, who falls down hard as he tries to drive into the paint. Looks like a defensive foul by Oakland for that one.
I don't know. It looked like all ball to me, but maybe there's something I miss.
Oakland foul number 10, Brett
That
White.
foul was on Brett White.
Let's see.
That's the 3rd team foul.
Ball will remain with Youngstown State.
Number 2, Zaire Wells.
And Zaire Wells comes back in for Oakland. Vlad gets the ball as he tries to go up for a shot. No good, but he is fouled.
Yeah, this is just what we can't be doing. We can't give them more opportunities at the line. We're down 2. A 3 would close that gap, but Vlad now shooting 2.
Vlad's Salaridze, as I'm now hearing on the PA. I apologize for any mispronunciations earlier. First shot is good.
They are now 9 for 9 on free throws. We just cannot keep up.
And all the children start chanting 6-7 as Youngstown has made it to that. I'm ready for that thing to go, man.
No, I like it. I'm a fan.
Vlad for a second one here, and it is good. 64-68.
The free throw gap is now 10-0 from Oakland.
Brody Robinson off to Zaire Wells. Zaire Wells trying to drive into the paint, stops a little short, passes it off to Brett White on the other side of the court for 3, and he makes it. And Oakland's at 6-7 themselves.
Well, the kids are still going.
I mean, yeah, they got a double header of 6-7. Going back the other way now.
If only he didn't make that other free throw. We'd have had a 6-7, 6-7 game.
Salaridze going into the paint, tries for a basket, no good. Bounces off the backboard. King gets it back over to Palak, and no good. Going back the other way, it's Brody Robinson on the fast break.
Oh,
Brody Robinson gets it
hands
stolen
the
from him.
ball off.
Salaridze going back the other way, and it's Rolf over to King. King in the paint, and big rejection from Naval-Arua.
wow. And they called a foul on that.
Wow.
I'm going to need to
Wow.
see the instant replay.
We need to see the replay on this one because that was,
Yeah.
I mean, the best play of tonight, and the fans are upset if it does not,
Wow.
if it does not count.
They're playing this on the video board. There was no contact. It was all ball.
It looks clean to me.
Oh.
It looks clean to me.
The student section is not happy about this one. We really needed that block.
Definitely. I wish, because I don't think I've encountered a coach's challenge in college basketball. I don't think it exists, unfortunately. But I'm sure Campy would be wanting to challenge that one.
Yeah.
Media timeout here at the arena. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to Golden Grizzly basketball here on WXOU Sports. As you can probably hear, Youngstown State is taking their free throws here after a bit of a controversial call of a defensive foul on Baru Nevalarua.
It did result in a good score, 67-69.
Make that 70 as
heartbreaking.
As King makes his second free throw there.
Wow, they are 12 for 12 now in free throws.
Haven't missed yet, despite the student section really trying to get him off guard here. But Brett White with the ball off to Brody Robinson. Back to White. White for three.
Ooh.
No good as it bounces off the top of the rim. Dawkins going back the other way for Youngstown State. Dawkins slowing down the momentum a little bit. Pass over to Nelson. Nelson trying to find an open guy. Over to Seldrize. Seldrize trying to get into the paint here. And pass to Polak, who's wide open once again and nails another three.
Yeah, they really need to stop letting him do that. Every time they double cover someone, it's Polak on the open end.
It's either they guard the three or guard the dunk, and they can't seem to multitask with that. You know, Brody Robinson back for Oakland, inside to Zaire Wells. Zaire Wells makes a basket and has an opportunity to get one more.
I was gonna say Zaire Wells has been very underutilized this game. I feel like we normally see him in that three-point shooting role that we see Brett White in this game. So maybe he can get more in the action, help out on the offensive front.
I mean, yeah, we've seen a little bit of a change-up, I think, with their personnel a little bit after missing Isaac Garrett this week. A lot of, I don't know, it feels like this feels like a different game than what they usually play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Hogue has really stepped up to the plate in that role that Garrett has normally filled on offense, but I don't think so on defense. I think that his presence in the paint is really missing this game.
70-73 after Wells made that free throw. Nelson going back the other way. Over to Seldrize. Seldrize in the paint, and he makes his baskets.
Oakland needs to respond, and they need to respond quick. Down 5 with only 6 minutes left in the game.
23 on the shot clock as Brody Robinson passes it over to Nevalarua. Nevalarua looking for an open man, and it's Wells. Wells looking to drive into the paint, bulldozes his way in there. Shot up, no good. Picked up by Carroll. Carroll going back the other way with now it's over to Nelson. Nelson looking to pass to an open man. Still looking for that opportunity. Everyone's frozen on the court right now, it seems like. Seldrize pass broken up by Zaire, and Youngstown State picks it back up, passes over to Carroll, and three-point no good. Going back the other way, it's Brody Robinson.
Yeah, that was a much-needed rebound from Brody.
Robinson tries to make something happen with a three-pointer and bounces off the front of the rim there. Kempy's not happy about that one. Going back the other way, Nelson. Nelson trying to, looks like, communicate with the coach a little bit.
Yeah, it's drives like that can be the difference maker in a game. We had a wide open shot from Brody, tipped off the rim.
5 seconds on the shot clock as Nelson tries for three after not being able to find an open man. No good, and bounces off the right side of the rim, out of bounds. Ball will go to Oakland.
5 minutes left in the game. We need to respond. We're seeing we're hitting our shots more, but we're not getting as many shots off as we were in the first half. Youngstown State is beating us purely off volume.
Brody Robinson passes over to Nevalarua. Baru going into the paint, tries to make a basket, doesn't, bounces right on out. However, he's fouled in the meantime. Still has the opportunity to get some points on the screen, or on the board here. 5 fouls for each team here, 2 away from the bonus.
Yeah, we really do need that bonus. The free throw gap is currently 12-1.
And it remains that way as Baru attempts his first shot. No good.
One more free throw.
Yeah, I think if Baru was a bit better at the free throw line, it would completely turn his game around.
Second shot up and falls. 71-75. Youngstown State taking it the other way. It's Nelson. Nelson off to Carroll. Over to Dawkins. Back to Nelson. Nelson trying to find out whether he should drive it in there. Decides to pass it off to Salarize, who makes a three-point shot. Robinson. Getting the play by Dawkins. Dawkins tries to make a shot. No good. Lots of people trying to rebound that ball. Ends up with Palak, who shoots it, passes it right over to Brett White.
Oh.
Brett White tries to make a dunk off that fast break there. Doesn't go in, and he looks like he's fouled on the way. Falls down hard. He is currently crouched on the ground. Gets up and looks all right there, however.
Before we go into the timeout, I do want to talk about that last play. The play calling is with Baru at the time doing anything. It seems like the wrong time to be calling slow plays on the open.
Very interesting decisions from the coaching staff this evening, but we'll see how it plays out for them. You're listening to WXOU 88.3 FM, and we'll be back after the media timeouts. Welcome back to Golden Grizzly Basketball here on WXOU 88.3 FM. Logan Pizzurro joined by Andrew Deacon here tonight. Oakland in a bit of a scoring drought. No field goals for them in the last 3 minutes. Brett White on the free throw line here, hoping to chew away a little bit at this deficit. Oakland currently down by 7, now 6.
I'm keeping my mouth shut for a reason. Not going to jinx this.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Fool me twice.
We're not shamed, or no fooling here for this one. 73-78 here tonight. Going back the other way, Nelson for Youngstown State.
Now
Slowing down a little bit of momentum. Pass it off to Carroll. Carroll trips over and fumbles the ball. Going back the other way for Brody Robinson. Robinson, bad pass, picked up by Nelson. Back to Carroll. Wow.
Yeah.
That was the sloppiest play of the game so far.
Yeah, I think Brody was doing very well in the first half, but we'd seen too many times he dribbles right into coverage.
Yeah.
We need to spread the ball a little bit more, especially to our big men. Baru and Hogue.
Salarize with the ball. Over to Polak. Polak back to Dawkins. Dawkins in the paint. Puts it up for 2 points.
Bryson Dawkins.
Youngstown State at 80. And looks like Brody Robinson down on the ground, not getting up. Brody Robinson helped up by Baru. Seems like he's all right, but seems to be walking with a little bit of a limp.
Yeah, it looks like he hit his head on the way down.
That's what I'm thinking. We're waiting for. Looks like it's going to be Oakland ball, and Brody Robinson seems to be good enough to be back on the court.
Huh.
Zaire Wells off to Robinson. Robinson to Whites, putting up that three.
Oh.
No good. Picked up by Nivalarua, off to Hogue, and no good there. Whistle was blown. I don't think it was goaltending. May have. Wait for the official word here. There's a foul on Youngstown State. Salarize
Getting another chance at the line.
sending Hogue to the line here. Hogue, our team leader here so far in terms of points. Oof. I don't think he's made a free throw tonight, though, and that adds on to it as he misses the first one here.
Free throw for Michael Hogue.
Second one goes up, and it is good.
It is now a 6-point game, but Youngstown State leads the free throw game by 8. It is really the difference maker here is those fouls.
And still, it's been 4 minutes since since Oakland last got a basket here. Salarize going into the paint, deflected by Brett White, off to Brody Robinson. Brody Robinson trying to drive into the paint, dribbles right into coverage, and God, almost gets injured again.
It looks like he secured a foul.
Number 9, Bryson Dawkins.
Secured a foul, but in a very dangerous way, it seems like.
I do think he knows that.
Line.
He does recognize that we're in the bonus period now. It looks like he was just begging for those free throws.
Maybe.
This is Brody's first time at the line.
First one good. I think it might just be a case of we're hoping that that we chew away at this lead by catching Youngstown's faults here.
Yeah.
Both free throws good for Brody Robinson's 4-point deficit here.
Notably, they're not on the full court press, but we do need a turnover here.
Nelson taking it back for Youngstown State. Nelson over to Carroll. Carroll throwing it to Polak, down to Salarize. Back to Nelson. Nelson driving into the paint, pitches it to Polak. Polak for 3. No good. Salarize saves the ball from going out of bounds over to Dawkins. And
wow. That was an impressive save.
That really was. I mean,
Wow.
he was. That was probably the most impressive save of the night. Honestly, I mean, he really put a lot of effort into getting that ball in bounds here.
Yeah, he was out and he stayed out. I don't think he was even surprised he got the call.
Yeah. All right, there's a timeout here for Youngstown State. We'll be right back. WXOU 88.3 FM, live from the Oakland University Credit Union Arena. Oakland struggling to get the ball into the basket here as they haven't had a field goal in the last 5 minutes. Minute 50 left to play. Polak inbounding for Youngstown State. It's Nelson.
Yeah, a turnover is necessary here.
Nelson going Pass it to Salarize. And back to Nelson, back to Carroll. Nelson again. Nelson at the top of the key. Pass it into Palak. Palak, 1 second left on the buzzer. No good as the shot doesn't fall.
He passes
Baru,
to Baru as Baru falls out of bounds.
Baru
securing-
trying as hard as he could to move all of his weights to behind him, but he falls forward, fall out of bounds. It'll remain with Youngstown State.
Yeah, it was an impressive play by Youngstown State to keep the ball in their hands.
Palak over to Salarize. To Nelson and to Dawkins. Dawkins slowing down the play. Over to Nelson. Back to Dawkins. Dawkins driving into the paint. No good for that layup there as Salarize tries, recovers the rebound. Goes back to Nelson. Wow. Oakland cannot get a rebound here, and they really need it.
This drive has lasted 45 seconds.
Looked like Brett White really tried to get that.
Oakland foul. That is not what we want to see right now.
Wow. Yeah, it looked like they really just tried to stop him from pausing the momentum here, trying to make something happen, and turned out to bite them. 57 seconds left on the clock here.
Yeah,
Youngstown ball.
has now had the ball for over a minute at this point, and Oakland just needs to respond somehow.
Pass from Nelson to Carroll, and over to Dawkins, who's wide open. Dawkins fighting for any play at all. He's unable to have a basket fall, but it looks like he may have been fouled in the process. Looks like it, as everyone's standing in their lanes here. Dawkins is sent to the line. I mean, what is the game plan here if you're Oakland? Like, what do you need to do to try and recover these points?
Gosh, I don't know. The Youngstown State's been so good at the line. It's fouling them to get the ball back. It might not even be worth it. Yeah.
Both shots fall for Dawkins. Score 76-82 in Youngstown's favor.
Yeah, Youngstown State has drained 14 for 14 free throws. Oakland, 7 of 12. That 5 points is the real difference maker. Oakland needs to lock down these shots on at the line.
Brody Robinson passing it to Brett White, who shoots a corner three, and he makes it!
Oakland is showing some signs of life. It's a 3-point gap now as they go into timeout.
Wow. Wow, and that is the energy that you need from this team. You know, you really need to keep that momentum going here. Campy takes a timeout to discuss how they're going to spend the last 30 seconds here, and we'll be right back with the action. Welcome back to WXOU 88.3 FM. Logan Pizzurro here with Andrew Deacon. As we're coming out of the timeout here, very tense here at the arena. 79-82.
Thanks to Brett White, Oakland is showing some signs of life. It is now a 3-point game, but it is Youngstown ball. They've not made a shot in 2.5 minutes, but we do need a stop here.
Nelson inbound, gets the ball for inbound over to Carroll, back to Nelson. Nelson sprinting into the other side of the court here. Salarize back over to Carroll.
Ooh.
Brody Robinson really trying to get a steal there, but he is just too aggressive. Gets another foul called on him. Campy is
furious.
Furious. Wow.
Yeah.
Chris Carroll goes to the line.
Yeah, I think one of these made as the last dagger for a disappointing game from Oakland.
They've been very, very good with their free throws this evening. So
let's see if the gold and black student section can maybe throw him off his game.
I see a lot of interesting techniques in the crowd to trying to distract there, but first shot goes up and it is good.
They're now 15 for 15 in free throws.
Some discussion on the court. Shot goes up and smoothly in like it's nothing. Brody Robinson with Oakland ball here is letting it bounce a little bit to save whatever time they have.
They need to chuck up a shot here.
Brody Robinson looking for an open man, decides to take it himself for three. No good.
It looks like he gets the foul,
It looks like he does get the foul.
Which it's nice, it will be able to get some points without burning any clock, but Brody does need to make these.
Yes, yes. Now, I mean, he gets three, right? It was a three-pointer. Yeah. I feel like there's two ways to go about this. Just try drilling all threes, or all three of the free throws, or do knock it off the front of the rim and try to get your own rebound for that and try to make a play off that. I mean, do you have
honestly,
9 seconds left?
I think that's their best shot, but they do need to get a three if that's the case.
Second one falls. Oakland at 81 to 84. Corey Thurman checking back in.
It's possible they could be doing that. They are bringing in some good rebounders.
It feels like that might be what's happening. Brody Robinson. Nope, is just...
All right, they need a stop here.
82-84 for Oakland.
Yeah, the last Oakland Youngstown State game, it was a 2-point difference. Oakland came back in the last second, and we are seeing the opposite here, 84-82. Yeah.
Really tense.
Pull it off.
Really tense. 9 seconds left here. Oakland took a timeout, and we'll be right back with the action. Welcome back, live from the arena where it is tense. Oakland is down by 2. 9 seconds left on the clock. Youngstown State's ball.
They're in the full court press. They need a steal here. And
wow,
that's a foul.
Immediately, Coy Thurman just dives at Carroll.
Yeah,
to try and get that ball. Both of them collide. Both of them fall down. Can't be yelling at Thurman as he's down.
He looks shocked, but he did just run straight into him.
Yeah, that was Thurman still looks pretty injured. It looks like he hit his face. Stepping to the sideline here. Look to maybe sit this one out.
Chris Carroll.
Yeah, I would not be going to the bench right now if I was him. Campy is chewing him out. Four
Well-
guys. Oh, no, we have a fifth man out there.
Carroll with 2 shots, 7.7 seconds left. First shot goes up, and it's good.
One more, and that is the nail in the coffin. Will they miss the first free throw of the night?
I mean, as
or
it stands
nail
right
their
now,
18th?
Oakland could get the ball back and tie it up with a 3.
And
but
that
now
is-
they're in a 4-point deficit, looking unlikely. Brody Robinson trying to drive it on back, tries for a deep 3. No good, hits the back of the backboard. Youngstown State's Dawkins recovers it and just holds it until the buzzer goes out.
Yeah.
Final score for this evening, Oakland 82, Youngstown State 86. Top scorers for Oakland, 17 points for Brett White. I believe, well, it's not showing on the Jumbotron here, but Michael Hogue had 21 as well. 16 for Brody Robinson and 15 for Nibble Arua. But here's where the kicker is. 19 from Chris Carroll, 23 from Dawkins, 26 from Pollock, who has quintupled his point average here.
Yeah.
Normally averaging 5.5 points a game. It's really interesting. You know, I really wonder what made them decide, hey, let's play him for the full, almost for the full 40 minutes and see what happens. I mean, yeah.
His numbers are undeniable. 14 three-pointers,
Yeah.
shot, 7 made. It's hard to take a guy out when he's got 21 in threes alone. Oakland just didn't have an answer to him when he was on the court. It's probably something they overlooked in film. They didn't know. I think overall it was a lot of coaching errors on play calling on offense and defense, leaving guys open like Pollock, who shouldn't be open, frankly, in some questionable offensive plays that left our players out in double coverage and out to rust, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's definitely a different game than we probably expected for tonight. I mean, we definitely knew that Youngstown State was going to give us some difficulty as they did last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just see what's on the horizon for Oakland and Youngstown State here. Oakland University goes up against Robert Morris in Moon Township, Pennsylvania on February 15th. Next home game is going to be Green Bay on February 20th, so be sure to tune in to WXOU for that. Youngstown State will be up against Detroit Mercy at home on February 15th. So, I mean, what we've seen from previous weeks is that when Oakland tends to lose, it seems like the rest of the Horizon League does as well, at least in the top seeds here. So it'll be interesting to see what Wright State does here as well. Will they secure their #1 slots, or are they also going to see the same fate as Oakland did tonight? And actually, looks like they actually played tonight. Yes, they did. They played against Detroit Mercy. I'm sorry, I had to check on my phone before we left. They were at Wright State against Detroit Mercy. 77-74 Detroit Mercy. So
wow.
Wright State also
loses
falling
again.
tonight.
A stroke of luck for Oakland as they still are in the running for first place. But these losses have just been confusing, to say the least.
Yeah.
Disappointing. First, IU Indy a couple weeks ago, who I believe is at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Yes. Yeah.
Now Youngstown State second to last, and then Cleveland State just last week, which Cleveland State's a bit better, but those IU Indy and Youngstown State losses, I think it's that the sloppy games that we've had against games that should be a layup, no pun intended, that are really going to burn us. If we had won those 2 games, that first place spot, we'd firmly have secured.
Looking across the horizon here, Green Bay also, who's in the 3rd place slot right now, tied for wins tonight as they won against Purdue Fort Wayne.
Wow.
Also, Robert Morris won against Cleveland State 85-68. And finally, Northern Kentucky won against IU Indy. A bit of a closer game, 84-81. But yeah, that's going to do it today here at the Oakland University Credit Union Arena. Thank you so much for tuning in. Been Logan Pizzurro with Andrew Deacon on color. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. And thank you, Dr. Glenn McIntosh.